What is up, guys? Tommy here with Centers Productions, bringing you guys another vlog. So, some time's passed since my last vlog. It was just basically an update of what I'd done to the car so far. Nothing much has changed except for one thing: lethal performance. So, that package had, I actually kind of skipped ahead without vlogging this stuff, and I really apologize. I have a really bad habit of not doing how-to videos. I don't like doing how-to videos. I just like to see the outcome and let you guys hear the outcome or whatever. So I did take advantage of the Black Friday sale. I ended up going to Lethal Performance and picking up the off-road H-pipe, the stainless steel off-road H-pipe for my 2014 Mustang GT. And it sounds really good, guys. So right now she has the 11 and 12 GT500 axle backs. That's actually what came on the car. But I did pick up, excuse the mess, from a friend of mine, Jordan. He knows who he is. These 13-14 GT500 axle backs to do quads on the back. And there's the rear valance I picked up from another friend of mine just last night. So this thing will be losing the axle backs from the 11-12 and doing quads from the 13-14. So sorry, this thing is absolutely filthy right now. It's been raining for days, and yeah, has not had a bath. That is like, ugh. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and start the review right now. I've had this car for roughly 3 months now, and actually no, 2 months. Sorry. So I've had this car for roughly 2 months now, and I am going to do a quick review on it compared to my S550s. I have had 3 S550s. I've had an SN95, 94 Cobra. I've had Fox bodies. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick review on this car, and we're also going to hear what this new off-road H-pipe sounds like on this thing. Hold tight for that cold start. Alright guys, I'm back in the car. And sorry if you have a hard time hearing me, but I do want to kind of get you guys to hear what this thing sounds like from the inside. It sounds really freaking good. It's probably one of the best Coyotes I've actually heard, as far as tone and everything goes. But still kind of cold, so I'm not going to really get in it right now. Maybe I will in a little bit. Sorry, it's like really bumpy through here. So big differences obviously between the S550s and my S197. I honestly don't know where to start. Like coming from the Shelby GT350, which is basically top of the food chain of the S550 world, as far as factory goes, that car was amazing. I still miss that car to this day. Which, if everything works out, I know you're watching. Hopefully, that car will be back on the channel sometime soon. The new owner that purchased it will probably, hopefully, be letting me do another video on it. He is somewhat local to me, and he's actually a subscriber to this channel. So if you're watching, I can't wait to get that thing back on the channel for a vlog and actually do a quick review after you're done doing what you're doing to it. So I'm not going to let that secret out of the bag yet. But gonna make this a long vlog. Biggest difference is the interior. So I didn't think going from an S550 to an S197, I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do this because the interior is not as cool, not as good looking. The cars aren't as quick, so on and so forth. 9 times out of 10, the S197 most of the time. So as far as not being as quick, so no, this car is not as fast as the Shelby. But if you line up this car versus the stock S550, the S550 might get it by a little bit, but if it gets it at all, like as far as in a race. These cars are still very fast from the factory, very quick, I should say. So they're about even. The car is a little bit lighter. You can do the same bolt-ons and get a little bit more horsepower out of it. But going from the Shelby to this is a night and day difference. So the first thing I did was make the mistake of not paying attention to my rev limiter, going from a car that revved to 8,250 RPM to a car that hits the red line at 7,000 or 7,100. Big difference. And when this thing hits a rev limiter, the rev limiter is still intact because there is no tune on the car yet. There's no tune on the car yet, so it does bounce off the rev limiter at like 7,100 RPM or 7,000, something like that. And she falls flat, and I mean flat on her face when I do that. The first time I ever did that, I was like, oh, shit, I forgot. This car doesn't go to 8,200 RPM. But besides that, it's still a very fun, enjoyable car to drive. My 16 S550 Mustang had GT350 intake manifold, you know, exhaust, all these things like that. And it was a lot of fun to drive. But the sorry, there's like some random dude here at the spot where I normally film. But anyway, I'm just gonna sit here for a hot minute and talk to you guys, so I'm not driving and trying to do this at the same time. Anyway, my 16 Mustang GT had GT350 intake manifold, JLT, cold air, tune from Flim Flam Speed. It had off-road X-pipe. It had, not off-road X-pipe, but it just had resonator delete X-pipe. Then it had the RTR MagnaFlow rear muffler axle backs on it. And she was pretty damn quick. I mean, I love that car. It was pretty fast for what it was, for all motor bolt-on car. And then I ended up getting rid of that for the 2018 S550, and we all know what happened to that car. Honestly, that car, I didn't love that car nowhere near as much as I did my 16. It looked good right before I got rid of it with all the RTR stuff on it, but in the end, it crashed and burned on me. So also, I did find out where that car is now. So apparently Ford did buy it back, and they ended up auctioning the car off, and somebody else bought it. It's got a branded as shit Carfax right now, because I looked it up by Carfax, and it's in New York somewhere. So I don't know the owner by any means, so I don't know, but it's in New York. Let me get back on the S197. Very fun car to drive. I enjoy driving it every day. These Recaros are life. Like, I do love these Recaros. I love the ones in the GT350. They were a little snug for me. Once I'm in it, it's great, but getting in and out of the car, I was so afraid of hurting the bolster in the car that I had to lift myself in and out and all the other stuff, and it kind of got to be a pain. This car, I don't mind driving every day. It's been fun. I mean, my only gripe about it was, honestly, it's not as fast. That's gonna be coming, trust me. Starting with what I've already done to the car, which is the off-road H-pipe. The reason why I wanted to go with the H-pipe is because it's a deep. It holds that deep sound. And with the GT500 axle backs, perfect. It's utter perfection to me. So a lot of people love Corsas, they love Borlas, they love all this really loud exhaust. But to me, it's more, I want more of a tone, not just a bunch of obnoxious noise. So I'm not saying that everybody that has those kind of exhausts are obnoxious. In fact, a really good friend of mine, Minion 50, he's probably got one of the best selling S550s I've ever heard. I mean, it's got full Corsa double helix X-pipe, you know, quad axle packs. I mean, the whole 9 yards, full exhaust in that car, and it sounds amazing. But this thing, to me right now, it sounds really good, especially since I did those pipes. The car will be getting an 18 manifold, probably ported, and then I'll also be doing a JLT cold air intake for the car. There's going to be some other things that I'm going to be doing. I will be getting a Vortec. The Vortec is going to be coming for this car, so I will be supercharging this thing. So further announcements coming with that soon. But I have been in talks with them, so hopefully we'll be able to continue our relationship now that I have this car, and we'll be able to put something together and get this thing supercharged. So as far as the overall car goes, it's been very reliable. I haven't had any issues with it. It's granted, I've only owned it for 2 months, but going from an S550, I was a little worried. You know, a lot of people told me, oh, you're never going to go from a Shelby GT350 to a, you know, a Mustang GT. It just, for a S197, it just won't happen. And I did it, and I'm okay with it. Granted, I still miss my GT350 immensely, but I'm happy with what I got, and I am very, very stoked for the future of this car. So, I mean, it's going to have a lot of content to come. I mean, just unfortunately, it's been raining and the weather's been cold, and haven't had a whole lot of things to shoot on. So, that's why I'm not bringing you guys a whole lot of content, unfortunately, but it just is the way it is. You know, everybody's going through it. So, drag racing season's down, all that stuff. So, hopefully, before spring, I'll have at least the intake the 18 intake manifold and JLT intake on the car in a tune, and I'll throw on the Race Stars, the big and littles on this thing, and we'll take it to the track a couple times in the spring when the track first opens back up. See what she puts down before we put the blower on the car, and we're gonna go from there, guys. So I'm gonna drive around a little bit, listen to this glorious sound, and I mean, this thing sounds like it's got headers. You can hear a little bit of the drivetrain from the engine coming through the pipes straight out of the manifolds, and it sounds really good. But I'm gonna go ahead and book a U right now and get on out of here and get back to the house. Put the windows up. But it literally sounds exactly the way I wanted it to sound. I mean, it sounded great before. It was just too quiet. And taking the cats off, running the off-road H-pipe on this thing, really opened this thing up. I feel like I'm gonna have to do a little bit of adjustment. I think the over axle pipe in the back is a little too close to the body since we put the H-pipe on. So I'm gonna have to do some adjustments and see what I gotta do to do that and fix that. But besides that, it's great. Did the stripe, I love the stripe, and she's really started to feel more like me. So, but anyway, guys, I really appreciate you watching. I know it's not a long vlog and I've kind of rambled on, but there are a lot of future things coming, and hopefully you guys will come along with me on this road. And she's not a GT500 like some people are getting, but she's still gonna be quick. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Later.
Everybody wanna play me, everybody wanna change me. Nobody ever gonna phase me. No fake accounts like KD, doing the shit that I want to. Nobody I'll ever run to. Dressed like a motherfucking god when I reach the spot.